Well, hello everyone and welcome to another episode of WildlifeGarden and a very woodland edition today. So here I am in probably one of the best positions you can find yourself in springtime in the UK, and that is amongst a native British woodland with thousands and thousands and thousands of bluebells. Now, I just couldn't pass up the opportunity to bring you guys this video today, and I know for those of you that have been watching the channel for a while, you will have already seen a video that I posted last year on the bluebells in my local woodland, Bournewoods, which I'll put a link to at the end of this one, which is a more in-depth look into the bluebell, the history behind it and the problems it faces in today's world, and just some more detail around the plant itself. But I just couldn't help, for all of you brilliant new followers and subscribers, obviously the channel has gone from about 25,000 this time last year to 52,000 odd, some number like that I've just checked, which is absolutely amazing. So a lot of you may not have seen the older video, so I couldn't help want to bring this video to you guys today of the traditional native British bluebell, which is absolutely beautiful. I shouldn't call it British because it is found in other countries around Europe, but actually up to 50% of the population worldwide of the bluebell is believed to be found on the British Isles, which is absolutely fantastic, which is more of a reason for us to want to protect it. Now, as you can see behind me, this is such an iconic image. It's something that I look forward to every single year. Spring just wouldn't be a complete spring without at least glimpsing some of the scenes you can see behind me and some of them that I'm putting in the video. Now, where I am at the moment is actually in Surrey, so that's kind of southwest of London, and it's actually the most wooded county in the whole of England, which is absolutely brilliant. We're surrounded by forests, and where I am, just a few hundred meters that way, I've been making the latest wildlife pond in a back garden of the client I'm working for, who's been absolutely brilliant and has very, very kindly shown me this place. So this is a spot that isn't actually accessible to anybody else apart from the landowner and the client that I'm working for. So I feel extremely privileged, and a huge thanks to Adrian for showing me this today. I really am very, very grateful. It's not very often I get to see scenes like this, maybe once a year, as I say, if I'm lucky. So an absolute delight. Now, this is a very iconic scene, but it's one that's under threat through deforestation, through the introduction of the Spanish bluebell, again, which I go into more depth in the other video, so check that out. But I think we really need to do everything we can to protect these species, because the seeds of these bluebells can take up to 5 years to turn into a bulb underground. So yes, they really are an indicator of ancient woodland, along with plants such as the wood anemone as well, a lovely little white plant that is very common in our woodlands in the right setting, but also it spreads so slowly it can take centuries to carpet an area of woodland. And the ideal habitat for it is the bluebell and the wood anemone is, as you can see behind me, this kind of dappled shade, this semi-shady woodland where they've still got light. As you can see, none of these trees are actually in full leaf yet, the oak trees or anything like that. And also you've got things like over there you've got things like hazel coppice, which obviously coppicing sadly is an art that's died out a lot in the UK over the last couple of centuries, because it really is a good way of letting more light into a woodland floor. So this really is an ideal setting for this beautiful wildflower. And it is one that I definitely recommend you plant in your own garden. Obviously, if you're in the UK, you can get them via the online shop, wildlifegarden.com, where we can supply you with these absolute beauties. And if you haven't seen already, guys, check out some of the videos I've been doing on my own garden. Just go to the homepage and go on My Garden. I am trying to create a mini, and I mean mini, woodland border in my own front garden, which is only about 11 meters by less than a meter, so it's probably about 8 to 9 square meters. But I'm trying to turn that into a little mini woodland border for you. So, and I have done a woodland border in my back garden as well, because they are such a brilliant habitat. And of course, there are many plants you can have in your own garden that will thrive in these kind of semi-shady conditions. So don't despair. More videos to come on the channel of the little woodland border in my back garden. I'm literally about to plant that up this weekend, so really looking forward to that. And you might have guessed, I've got a few native bluebells, not from this woodland, some from the online shop, which are obviously sustainably sourced and grown. So I'm looking forward to planting those this weekend. But the bluebells themselves really are an iconic plant in our landscape, and they are definitely good for our pollinating insects as well. Now, in the back garden where I've been working yesterday, I had my first encounter with an orange tip butterfly, my absolute favourite butterfly, and I was very pleased to see one alight the top of a little bluebell stem and allow me to get a quick photo, which I'll put in now. I was very chuffed with that. So absolutely brilliant to see bluebells and my orange tip on one as well while the sun was out. I mean, yeah, absolutely made up, I think is the phrase. So yes, but they do attract a lot of other insects as well. A lot of bees will use them, and butterflies as well, such as the brimstone butterfly. You'll get small white, green vein white. They will also use them as well. So it's really great to see them in these numbers, where they are obviously supporting a lot of wildlife. And particularly in the back garden where I'm working as well, there have been, or there's a big patch of them there, so which enabled me to see the orange tip yesterday. So absolutely brilliant. So they're great for wildlife, they look amazing, and they are just an absolute pleasure to behold at this time of year. So just thought I would share this little mini excursion I've had today. Again, a huge thanks to Adrian to show me, or for showing me, this very special little place that not many people get to see. So count yourselves lucky. For those of you that live abroad, particularly in the States and further afield, then hopefully you've really enjoyed some of the imagery that I've shown you today. And obviously stick around, guys, press that subscribe button, because there is loads of cool stuff coming up for you on the channel. Everything from how you can help wildlife in your own garden, that is just simply by using little simple techniques to create mini habitats, as well as creating bigger ones such as wildlife ponds, and also what food to use to provide a food source for birds as well, along with obviously what shrubs you should be planting to attract caterpillars and those sorts of insects, which are obviously a main food source for a lot of the birds that are going to be coming into our world in the coming weeks as we are progressing into spring. A lot of birds obviously now on eggs. Back in France, where I was a couple of weekends back, I saw a great tit that has decided to take up residence in my letterbox, which I was absolutely thrilled about, and even more thrilled to find that the following morning when I came back, my neighbour Christine, my lovely neighbour, had put a little sign up to say to the postman not to post any letters through the box, as the great tit was currently on eggs. Yeah. Bless her. And I mean, it really is such a beautiful thing to see, and it's right by the front door. So yes, birds absolutely are on eggs at the moment, and if they're not, they're thinking about it and they're building nests. So check out a link to another video I'll put at the end of this one, where you can obviously help birds. It's a full video on some of the ways you can help birds, no matter where you are around the world, in your own garden at this time of year. So yeah, lots of cool stuff coming up on the channel, guys. So don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification button. Then you will get notified every single time I post a video, which is on a Wednesday and a Sunday at 6 PM GMT. So stick around. Thank you so much for watching and joining me in this beautiful ancient British woodland today, and I will be bringing you many more videos on all the ways you can help wildlife in videos to come, and of course some of the sites like this that I see on my travels. Take care, guys. Thanks so much for the support. I'll see you all soon.